Have you ever noticed that guy? The one who walks into a room and just has, well, it? He's not trying to be the center of attention, but somehow he just is. Today, we're going to unpack the actual psychology behind that effortless magnetism.
You know who I'm talking about. They're not loud, they're not flashy, but there's this quiet confidence about them that just pulls you in. They're not chasing approval, they're not chasing attention, yet everyone seems to kind of gravitate towards them. So what is going on there? What's the secret?
Well, I can tell you it's not about luck. And it's definitely not about playing some kind of mind game or using cheap tricks. As we're about to see, this kind of charisma is actually rooted in some seriously powerful psychological and even biological principles. Stuff that's working way below the surface on a subconscious level. You ready to dive in? Let's do it.
Okay, so our first secret is this really cool concept called emotional gravity. Seriously, this is the invisible force that seems to just effortlessly pull people into someone's world.
Think about it like a lighthouse in the middle of a crazy storm, right? The lighthouse isn't trying to calm the waves. It's not shouting at the storm. It just stands there, steady, unwavering, with its light cutting through the chaos. And that alone provides a sense of safety and direction. That's what it feels like to be around someone with emotional gravity. Their internal calm has a very real and very powerful external effect.
And here's where it gets really fascinating. This is the actual biology behind it. See, our brains have these things called mirror neurons. You can think of them like tiny emotional sponges. They're literally designed to reflect the emotions of the people around us. So when you're near someone who is genuinely calm and centered, your mirror neurons kick in and you start to feel that same sense of calm yourself. It sends this subconscious signal that says, hey, this person is okay. They're operating from a place of abundance, not neediness.
And that right there is the crucial point. We live in a world that is practically screaming for everyone to get external validation, right? Likes, comments, approval. So finding someone with true emotional independence, man, that is incredibly rare. And that rarity is exactly what makes it so magnetic.
So we've seen how just being emotionally stable can be a magnet. But there's another piece to this puzzle, and this one is all about the brain's reward system. This brings us to our second secret, something called dopamine reversal.
You know, we're all taught that getting the thing we want is the ultimate prize. But from a neurological standpoint, that's not quite right. The real thrill, the real chemical hit of dopamine, actually comes from the chase. It's the anticipation, the what if. That's what gets our brains buzzing.
This shows it perfectly. Just look at the difference. You get this huge surge of dopamine during the anticipation phase. That's where all the craving and intense focus come from. But once you actually get the reward, that dopamine hit drops off. The unchased man, probably without even realizing it, has a way of keeping people in that sweet spot of anticipation.
And this creates this incredibly powerful psychological loop called intermittent reinforcement. And get this, it is the exact same mechanism that makes slot machines and social media feeds so addictive. You never know when you're going to get that little reward, that notification, that like. So you just keep checking. You keep coming back for more. The unpredictability is what makes it so compelling. Okay, so we've got emotional stability, we've got the power of anticipation, but what is the foundation that's holding all of this together? That brings us to our third and final secret, self-efficacy. And trust me, this is the bedrock of real, unshakable confidence. Now, self-efficacy is way more than just confidence. It's this deep, bone-deep belief that you are the architect of your own life. It's knowing, in your core, that your actions and your choices are what shaped your destiny, not the random opinions of other people.
And here's the thing. You can't fake this. You just can't. This kind of self-efficacy comes from having a mission, a purpose, a direction that is bigger than yourself. When you are driven by your own internal compass, the need for other people's approval just kind of melts away. It's not that you're against it. It just becomes irrelevant.
And what's the result of that powerful internal alignment? It's a deep, quiet confidence. It's not loud. It's not arrogant. It's just a grounded certainty that other people find so attractive simply because it's so real.
So, we've looked at three really powerful secrets here: emotional gravity, dopamine reversal, and self-efficacy. But here's the key. These aren't just separate tricks you can pull out of a bag. They're all connected, and they all point to one thing: a fundamental shift in your mindset.
Think of it like this, right? Self-efficacy, that's your anchor. It grounds you in your own purpose so you can't be knocked over. Emotional gravity is the steady light you start to emit from that solid foundation. And dopamine reversal, that's just the natural intrigue that your light creates in other people. It's a seriously powerful combination.
And this, right here,
This is maybe the most important thing to remember. This is not about learning how to play games or manipulate people. It's about building genuine, authentic power from the inside out. It's about becoming so solid in who you are that you don't need anything from anyone else. And that is the real source of this magnetic energy.
So it really all comes down to this beautiful paradox. The less you chase, the more you attract. When you stop looking for validation outside of yourself, you start to build up this internal strength and wholeness that is so rare and so incredibly magnetic. So the real question is, are you ready to stop chasing and start building?